What's good everyone, my name is Chefkoch and today I want to talk about an underrated producer for underground rap, Eddie Gianni. Eddie Gianni is a producer and rapper from South Atlanta, Georgia. Eddie is his real first name and Gianni is an Italian name meaning God is gracious, so that's how the artist name Eddie Gianni was created. His musical inspirations included rappers like Young Thug or Future, and on the producer level he was a big fan of Zaytoven and Metro Boomin. Eddie Gianni made his first beats in 2016 for an artist named Flex Malik, and then he joined Rob Surreal's critically acclaimed producer collective Surreal Gang, through which he was able to find like-minded beatmakers like Thrillboy or Zen Gang. And through Malik, Eddie was able to connect with Atlanta rapper Slamcito, and he made a beat for the track Forever from December 2016. Eddie Gianni then kept working with Cito, for example for Rampage from August 2017 together with Rob Surreal, which can be considered as the first ever Dark Plug song. Those dark and eerie melodies would become more and more popular and underground, so Gianni continued to make instrumentals for Cito. For example, he produced the tracks Chapo Slime and On Shit. Therefore, Eddie Gianni can be considered as a Dark Plug pioneer and an essential figure for the subgenre. But if you want to learn more about this topic, check out my Dark Plug documentary. Then in 2018, Eddie Gianni expanded his connections in the underground and started working with rappers Autumn, Lil Zelly, Summers and Texaco. At that time, Gianni was starting to cook up a new sound, which can be described as ambient plug, and consists of eerie melodies over light percussion, short 808s and heavily reverbed vocals. This subgenre also became quite popular in the underground, and Gianni was able to make a name for himself in the industry due to his slayworld and ATL connections. So in 2019, he started working with many upcoming artists such as 10K Duncan, Destroy Lonely, Can, Not So Duggan, Rewind Raps, Tony Snow, Vonte and Zenman Shorty. But he was not done that year. Gianni produced 3 songs on Isolation by Summers that went into the ambient plug sonority, and he also made the instrumentals for the hit songs R&S by Summers as well as Out of My Mind by Autumn. Then in 2020, Eddie Gianni started producing for By One Boss, Jace, Nigo Chanel and Samad. Next to that, he worked a lot with the other slayworld artists. For example, Gianni produced 6 songs on the album True Clarity by Isaiah TG, my favorite one being Losing My Mind. And I have to say, Gianni x Isaiah is a very underrated duo in my opinion. Their ambient plug records go hard. Too many things in my mind, I can't get behind, popping on hydro with the wine. The same year, Eddie Gianni also released the tape Can Gianni together with Can, as well as his own producer tape titled Gianni, which included songs by Autumn, Isaiah TG, Cap the Goat and Tony Snow. Moving on to 2021, production highlights by Gianni included songs for BZB, Boofpack Mookie, David Shorty, Mixed Matches and Surf. In addition, he produced 5 songs on Know Nothing Else by Isaiah TG that went to the ambient plug direction once again. Next to that, Gianni had 3 production credits on I Am Who I Am by Boofboy Icy, 3 on Super Fancy 2 by One Boss, 2 on Principles by Isaiah TG, and he also made the instrumental for Elon by Jace. The same year, Eddie Gianni released a sequel to his producer tape titled Gianni 2, which featured the artists ATL Smoke, Boofpack Mookie, Cap the Goat and Surf. But Eddie also rapped himself on the tape, so it was a very active year for Eddie Gianni's career. Moving on to 2022, Gianni had production credits for Benji Cold, Leisha G, Rodney and Until Japan, so he was connecting with the new underground movements, but he also continued working with Isaiah TG. Next to that, he released another producer tape titled From Me to You, which featured many artists like One Boss, Isaiah TG or Tony Snow. Then in 2023, Eddie Gianni started producing for 1AM and Richard Mary, and he also dropped his own producer tape titled Cindy's Son, which was a tribute to his mother and featured artists like BCB or Slamcito amongst others. 2024 then was a calmer year production-wise for Eddie Gianni, but he released another producer tape titled From Me to You Too, featuring rappers like 1600J, Slam Success or Slamcito again. Overall, I have to say that Gianni's connections span so many different subgenres and even multiple generations of the underground. So that is quite impressive, and I believe that Eddie Gianni can be considered as an essential producer for the underground, especially for the dark plug and ambient plug subgenres. His impact to the Atlanta underground and the slayworld catalog is undeniable, but Gianni also worked with international artists like Flanzy, Azure or Serran. So he also brought the ambient plug soundscape to a global stage by linking up with these European artists. In my opinion, Eddie Gianni is still a very underrated producer who deserves more love for his impact on the underground sound, so I hope that I was able to introduce you to Eddie Gianni's discography with this video. And with that being said, thank you for watching, leave a like if you enjoyed it, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel so we can hit 2000 subscribers before the end of the year. Cheers!